Okay, my friends, we're back. We're back because we have a problem here. Car's running worse than it was before I did all this work. And I put a scanner on there and it says the cylinder number 4 was not firing. So I pulled it all apart. No need to show you how to do that again. And I took the injectors out and I don't know. I bought a injector tester, which is coming on Monday, and today's Friday. And then I also ordered a brand new injector just to have one here in case one of these are bad. And I also ordered 4 new seals. Now these seals, these are the original, they call insulators, vibration insulators. And they look so much better than these little rubber things I got from the local auto store with the kit that came with all these seals in there. So it just looks like one piece rubber, as opposed to these original ones have some kind of a insert in there, and also it's a little tapered on the top. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm not taking a chance. Now I have to wait to get those parts before I can finish this job. But I nearly burned out my battery trying to get this thing started. So a little word of advice here is when you put this thing all back together, prime your fuel rail with fuel and get some fuel in there, because it was really difficult for me to do that. Anyway, I'm going to re-clean those holes, and I can't say what was wrong with it. I don't know. But in the meantime, a couple of things I'm going to do. I took off the harness, and I'm going to check for continuity between the terminals that go to each injector, because they're color coded. There you got blue and black, and this one's pink and black. This one's purple and black. And the last one is, I think, red and black. So they all come out, looks like on this harness here, because I see we got pink, red, purple. I believe it's this one. Now, it could be possible that maybe I didn't have this pushed in all the way, and the injector wasn't getting power. I checked it with voltage. We were getting voltage at the terminal here. Anyway, before I put this all back together, I'm going to get my continuity tester and just make sure all these wires are good. And so this way, because you can't take these injectors out without taking the whole engine apart, you could take this harness off and check those terminals and check your injectors that way. All right, just and I'm going to make a video of that so I have it on file. The other thing is I bought 2 new seals right here for these cam valve oilers here, because I was getting oil down here. So I'm going to pull these out, replace those seals, and also, in case I haven't mentioned it, I ordered new factory vibrate insulators here, because I mean, these may be okay. It wasn't leaking any fuel, but they just look different to me. And I'm hoping that the factory seals or insulators are the same way. Otherwise, I just may use these again. I mean, they're not broken or they're not bad. They're just dirty, but we can clean them. Anyway, that's where we're at right now. Big delay now, because if you own a Toyota or a Scion, Nobody has parts for these things. So that's where we're at. So let's do, let's take these cams out here. I believe that's going to be a 10 millimeter. Okay. As I said, I was getting an oil leak there. And I don't really see anything wrong with these seals. But I figured, while I got this thing all apart, I'll change it. Looks like a good seal to me. Okay. So if we continue to get oil leaks down here in this area, because I changed the oil cap, now I'm changing these. Where could that oil be coming from? Like I say, I think it's oil pressure, crankcase pressure. Okay. That one, that's that one. Like I said, I don't really think these seals don't look bad to me. I'm going to save the old ones just in case. I do have another Scion, so IQ. So I was on the internet today trying to find a place that had a used engine. I figured, all right, well, maybe I'll just change the engine and stop fussing with this thing. But the prices they want for used engines with 80, 90, 120,000 miles seems awful exorbitant. All right, that's on there. Okay, those are in. New seals. We'll wait for the other parts to come in. I'll check out the harness and make sure all the wiring is okay. And if it is, I'm just going to wait for the new seals to come in, or because we had the injectors tested, flow tested, and cleaned. And I do have another tool coming in on Monday that checks fuel injectors. I'm just going to check it myself just to make sure. But when I think about it, I know that when I tried to take this harness off the first time, I couldn't get it off, but I pulled it off a little bit, and maybe that wasn't on all the way. That could have been causing this injector not to fire up or to open up. So let's I'm going to call it a day right now, and then wait for the parts to come in. Okay, here we are, back again, trying to figure out why injector number 4 wasn't firing or wasn't working. So, like I said, I pulled out all the injectors again. I put the old vibration insulators back on there. They're just, to me, I just don't know if the ones that I got from the auto store. Let me show you what I got here. This is what I got from CarQuest. Supposedly it's a seal kit, so it fits a lot of different brands, but personally I think that they're not the same, so I ordered the original ones. But in the meantime, I want to show you how to check out the wiring harness, because if you have a broken wire, then you're not going to get power to the injector. And I did order a fuel injector tester, which is coming in the mail in a couple days, but in the meantime, Just want to make sure that this harness isn't damaged, so I take this continuity tester here. Make sure this is working properly. Okay, so that's working. So here are your 4 injector wires, and these are your 2 harnesses that connect everything together. These come from the ECU. So the first injector, the color is black, and it's either blue or green. So we're going to stick this in here, not very hard, just to touch it. And then we're going to take the other end and we're going to find the proper terminal on this harness. Let's see where it is. There it is. See? And if you want to check the black wire, which I believe is the common, the black wire is connected to this harness, and I believe it's a third in from the top. So 1, 2, 3, there it is. See? That's the ground. And all the ejectors are tied into that terminal right there. So we know 3 of them were firing, but let's move along. So here's your second injector. I think that looks like it might be pink or something. Put that in there like that. Go over here. There it is. That's that one. Same thing with the black. Not that power. Third injector. Purple wire. I don't think I'm in. Okay, I did check these before and they were working, so just got a feeling that this is not in right. I don't want to push this in too far. I don't want to damage anything. So there it is, right there. And check the black one. Throw it over. That's good. Fourth injector. Red wire. There it is. Black wire. Third over. Good. So all the wiring up to here is good. I didn't check the coils because I'm pretty sure the coils are okay, but you would do the coils the same way. You would follow, to get the color code, follow where it is, and check the continuity. So if the harness is good, then we have to look to where these wires go, which are from the ECU. So while I'm waiting for these other parts to come, I have a new injector coming, I have new seals coming, I have an injector tester coming. There is a way I can just check this with voltage to make sure it's opening and closing. I personally feel I screwed up. I didn't have this pushed in all the way. That's very, very possible. So question is, do I want to put the whole thing back together before I get the parts just to see if I was right? We will determine that. In the meantime, that's the way. Check to make sure you're getting voltage. Last case, the final thing to do, if all your wiring is okay and your injector's not firing, then either your injector's bad or you've got something going on in the ECU. So, which to me is going to be more of a problem. But I did have some problems on the code scanners that once a couple of times gave me a code, said something about the ECU pin 6. So I don't have a really good wiring diagram to find out where that pin 6 is. So we're going to have to do this the hard way. So stand by. Okay, here are all the injectors hooked up to the harnesses. So what I thought I would do is just to find out if the injectors are working. So I got this little battery here. I got a continuity checker in here, which is going to give me a clear path to the ground, the black wire on the black harness here, which is the common. And then when I apply power to each one of these terminals on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to energize those injectors. Oh, I just heard something. I heard a click. Okay, we know that works. Power. Okay, I hear a click. 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 They're all clicking. So, my feeling is it's not the injectors, and could be the fact that maybe these weren't pushed in all the way. So you try to pull this out, it doesn't come out. You try to pull this out, it doesn't come out. This is number 3. Comes out without pushing in the tab. It's not locking in. Could that be the problem? Maybe. And the same thing for 4. I can just pull that right out without having to depress this tab. So for some reason or other, it's not locking. And so I'm thinking that maybe that was the original problem. Maybe this wasn't pushed in all the way and it wasn't making contact. This should snap out to lock it in. See, it's still not locking. So there's new pigtails you can buy. I saw them online. I think I'm going to get some on order. So maybe can have them when the rest of this stuff comes in. Stand by. Okay, welcome back to the channel, my friends. Today we're going to change the spark plugs and the coils in this video. Stand by. We're going to remove the cowls. Okay, now we have access to the upper plenum, the upper manifold. We're going to remove this as we've done in our other videos, and then we're going to pull out the coils and the plugs and check them. Okay, so we got the manifold off. The whole thing took me about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. I'd take my time. So now we're going to take out the coils and disconnect the spark plug or the coil harnesses. I've had one of these coils replaced before, and after I did all the work with the injectors, I tried to start the engine and I had a really hard time starting it, and it stalled when I put it in gear. It was really bad. It was worse than it was before. So I put the scanner on it. I got a reading that number 4 cylinder was misfiring. So I took the coil out of number 4, which this one was actually over here, because I had swapped them once before, and swapped the coils, and then I got a reading that there was a misfire in cylinder number 3. So that's leading me to believe that this coil is no good. I've got other videos on the injectors, taking them out and getting them cleaned and all that, so this is just a separate video just on changing the coils and the plugs. Now these plugs were recently changed by a local garage. At least they said they did. But they never fixed the car to begin with, so I'm going over it with myself. You know, sometimes you have to see things for yourself and check them for yourself, or you really, you know, to really know the truth. Okay, so this is 3. This is 4. Well, maybe while we got the engine apart, this far, I could do a leak down check. Okay, I got oil. I got a lot of oil on there. Okay, that's 1. They look new. Well, they should be. These are Denso. And I bought this kit online because I needed these things in a hurry, coils, and I didn't need the plugs, but I had to buy the plugs to get the coils this fast. I just ordered these on Friday. Today's Tuesday. They came yesterday, actually. Plugs look great. All right, so there you have it. And I bought this kit here online with new plugs and new coils. I don't know this brand. It was the soonest I could get anything. I would have gotten the Toyota coils, or maybe NGK. So one of these is an NGK. I couldn't get them quick enough. It's the problem with parts for this car. I've got an intake manifold gasket on order now. It's not coming till next week. It's just I don't know. All right, let's see what we got here. View before you do. Okay. I'll view it before I do it. Check it out. No visible markings on it, so I don't know where it came from. All right, so let's get the new plugs. Not that I need to change them. I may not even use them, because I think I'm just going to save them, because I have another Scion and I can use them in there. These things do not look bad at all. But maybe we have a bad plug. Why is this all green? Okay. In that case, I'm going to use these plugs. These things are already pre-gapped. Okay, so I checked the specs, and it says that the spark plug gap should be 30 to 43. So this is the old one. Let's see where they're at. It looks like 30. That's the old one. What's the new one? That's 30. That's 29. Let's say we'll call that 30. Okay, so that's the minimum spark plug gap allowable for these plugs. I believe they're already comes factory set. No, this is not. This is less. 30. Okay, that's 30. That's 30. $30. Okay. Now, I'm going to save these plugs, old ones, because they're still good. But in case I need to figure something out, I'm going to put numbers on them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go slow. Make sure you don't want to touch the tip onto the block in any way. You just got to make sure it's centered in the hole. Now, according to the manual, it says tighten the quarter to half turn once they seat, but also the torque specifications for the spark plugs are, here's the gap, timing, fuel pressure 44 to 50, idle speed 600 to 700. Okay, so according to the manufacturer, this is a 10 millimeter thread, and we have an aluminum head, so we have to torque it between 8 and 12 foot-pounds. All right, she's all torqued in. Now put our coils in now. Okay, put it back together, see if it runs. Okay, I found the problem here. These were contributing to my ills here with this motor. When I did the injector job, this harness is broken, and so when I took the manifold off and I looked in there, I noticed that this wasn't even connected because it came off. There's no lock on it. So I bought these new ones on the internet. There were 4. I'm going to tie them into here, and I'm just feeling a lot better about this engine because I realized now I made a mistake and I need to correct that mistake. If I must figure out what I just did with my flip. Oh, here it is. All right, so we want to put this harness on number 3 injector. So without that lock on there, it comes off. Okay, see, to get that snap, you know it locks in place. So now I have to cut this, tie these two wires in together. Alright, and then we'll make sure all these are on. That's on. It's on. That's on. And make sure they don't come off, just give them a little bit of a pull. And so there's a very common mistake. So this wire right here goes through here and comes into over here. But that's got one of those clips on it that fits right into here, so I don't want to cut that off. I want to keep that there. Put this in like this. This one goes like this. This goes on here. This goes on here. Okay, so far so good. So now we'll cut that. See if they're all purple. These are all red and black, so we're going to have to just assume that black to black, and the red will go to the purple wire. I'm sure that that's the feed. Alright, so let's get my little soldering gun out and get that ready. Okay, this is 8/32 heat shrink tubing. So I'll put one on each wire, because after I solder it, then I can pull these up and seal these wires off. Okay, so now we have to cut those. Okay, we got these soldered. Okay, I think now we can put it back together. Always start in the middle and work your way out. These get torqued to 24 foot-pounds. Okay, there's one more down there. Okay, she's back up and running. Feeling pretty normal at the moment. There's no terrible shakes or anything like that. I'm going to let it warm up. Tomorrow, I'm going to come back tomorrow, put the rest of this together, and then we'll take it for a test ride. Other than that, that's how do you change spark plugs and coils.